Well, hello everyone. Um, well, I guess I should probably talk right now by start off by talking to the people that are watching this on repeat because nobody's in here yet. Um, Welcome back to the messy, cluttered inside of the Ashtoons camper once again. And welcome to another Toon Squad. I'm not completely done with the Toon Squad. I'd like to start doing it again. How is everyone? Oh, there we go. Won't stay up. There we go. Okay. Hey Beth, how you doing? So good to see you at the Monday night mini golf with Mike and Becca out there. I really wish I had been there. Okay. So anyway, I thought I would come on live today to just kind of give you guys an update and let you know what has been going on. And you might be able to hear it in my voice. I got sick. Something got me at the end of the Naples Fair on Friday. So I woke up Saturday and I had a scratchy throat. But on a positive note, I've already hit the top of it and started to come down the other side. Yeah. So I'm okay. I didn't lose my sense of taste. I'm already starting to feel better. It turns out it was just a simple head cold. And just because the current situation is around does not make it so that head colds disappeared. They do still happen, and I got one. I'm okay. Have a little bit of news for you guys. Some good news, I'll say. I was a little late calling, inquiring, and applying for the Swamp Festival out in Waycross, Georgia. That's one I've done many times. This will be, I think, third or fourth time. But they had a space that had not been bought yet, and they allowed me to do a last-minute apply and purchase of that spot. So, I think it's Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. I will be at the Swamp Festival in Waycross, Georgia. That is going forward as planned, so that is good. Does anybody else have anything you guys were wondering about? I got 11 people in the room now. I know a lot of people here are kind of like, what's been going on? But this first quarter of this year has been crazy busy, but it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, after going so broke at the end of last year, um, and then getting an opportunity to make money again, I'm just taking advantage of it as much as I possibly can. And I've had the best first quarter that I've ever had in all of the years that I've done this full time on the road. So it's paid off. I've done well. Um, I'm not gonna give any numbers out, of course. If I had some markers though, I would have 4 markers. I'll give those numbers, and I would drop 4 markers. And I'll probably do a video where I drop 4 markers, but collectively over all the weekends from the Strawberry Fest all the way through Naples, I've dropped the marker 4 times. And I'm not going to say again what that means. All the people that have watched my vlog, come on, stay up. Well, that does not stay up. Hold on. The people that have watched my vlogs for enough time will know what a marker drop is. But I got 4 marker drops. I got 2 days in a row. That's a new first. And I got 2 Saturdays in a row. That is also a first that's ever happened. So there's some factors that went into that. Of course, we raised the price this year a bit. Actually, it was raised last year too. It's the same price as it was last year. And we got a cashier now. So we always do a little better when there's somebody else that can ring up the customers while we're starting on the next one, so that makes it where we can do more drawings. So yeah, we've adjusted the crew and the prices, everything is very streamlined now, and it's really going well. But yeah, no, as far as the paperwork goes, I'm actually pretty caught up. Not completely, but pretty caught up. Am I? Okay. I'm trying to see. Oh, okay, somebody said something here. Hey, Ashley. See, the beard is coming back. Yeah, it doesn't take me long. It doesn't take me long. Appy Fair is on for August. I know, yes. The Appalachian Fair is definitely on for August, and I've already called them and I've told them to send me a new contract as soon as they have it ready, and they assure me they're going to do that, but they're not going to have a new contract ready for another month. They don't. Fairs are a little different than festivals. Like festivals, you kind of have to be ready for them 3 months ahead of time. Fairs, you can start working on getting on into a fair sometimes up to like 2 weeks before the fair starts, and you can still get in. They are very last minute at fairs, so it's not quite as critical with a fair. I still like to get in pretty far ahead of time whenever I can, but you don't have to, not with a fair. What else has happened? Oh, I'm going to put this on another video later, but I'm going to show you guys this. I don't know how often these subscribers actually watch my videos, if they watch my live streams, but on Tuesday at the Strawberry Festival out in Plant City, Florida, there was a couple that walked around for hours trying to find the booth that I work at, because they wanted to give me this here. And Rhythm and Roots for September in Bristol. Oh, right, Rhythm and Roots. Right, Rhythm and Roots. Okay. Yeah, that one. Actually, I am applying to that one. It's a good thing you reminded me. I almost forgot about it. I had to put that one off because I needed to work on something else, and then I forgot I needed to apply for that. Okay, thank you for that. I will get back on that. What was I? Was today March? Next month is April. Anyway, so they walked around the fair for a long time, and finally found my booth, and they did exactly what I would do on a fair like the Strawberry Festival. That is, come in on a Tuesday when there would be less people there, less of a crowd. Unfortunately, that was also the day that I took off. I only took one day off through the entire fair, and it was the same day that they came in looking for me. But they found the booth, and they gave it to a friend, and he passed it along to me, and here it is. This is a card. And on the front, it says, pets. In their brief life, they give us love that lasts for the rest of ours. And then on the inside is this. It's a little gift card to PetSmart. Gift card to PetSmart. And a mask. A brand new mask with little paws on it. With a paw on it there. It's a camouflage mask with a cat paw on it. And on the inside is a handwritten note. It says, "So sorry about Nestor. We know all too well about that heartbreak. Here is a little gift for your new cat. So sorry for your loss. Caring thoughts are with you." And it's signed Christina and Paula. Christine and Paula. Christine and Paula. So, let's see. Will you be set up at any of the rod runs in Gatlinburg this year? I kind of doubt it. Hey, George, how you doing? I kind of doubt I'm going to do the rod runs. If I do the rod runs, I will probably be set up at the Smokies Flea Market because everybody going into the rod run and coming out is eventually going to go past that flea market, and it's cheap to set up there. In 2020, when I set up on the rod run weekends at the flea market, it paid off pretty well. So if I was to do them, I would do that. But I guess I really do need to kind of get down into more Sevierville and start, knocking on some doors and asking about setting up closer to the middle of it. That's something else to worry about at a different time, though. We're so far away from that. So far away from it physically as well. Right now, I am in Fernandina Beach, Florida. I'm not back in Tennessee. No, the Swamp Festival worked out where I wasn't. I was going to head back to Tennessee as of yesterday, but now I'm going to be staying in Florida for a few more weeks just because I've got a couple of extra festivals that worked out, and it wouldn't make sense to drive all the way back to Tennessee and then drive all the way back here. That's like hundreds of dollars worth of gas. That's and wear and tear on a vehicle that's not necessary to do. I've got family that live here, and they're willing to let me stay in their on the property, so that's what I'm doing. What else was I going to talk about? I've got some things I'm kind of wanting to try to draw. For this live stream. I've got another question for you guys too. I want to know your opinion on this one. I was watching a video by Top Hat Gaming Man, one of the YouTubers. I will occasionally watch his videos. He's British, and he does a lot of videos about old console games from handhelds and console games from like the 90s, 80s, and 90s, and well, I guess really handheld games kind of started in the 90s, so I should say 90s. The 90s, early 2000s, he does a lot of stuff with the Game Boy. Anyway, he said that he made a mistake by live streaming on his main channel. And the reason for that was whenever the analytics go through your channel and you have a live stream video that's up, they look at your viewer retention. And let's say you had a video that was 10 minutes long, and a lot of people watched the first or the second half, they watched 5 minutes of the video. That's a 50% retention, which is not too bad. And so they would think, well, this guy is making content that is engaging, and so they would take that as indication that they should promote you more. That's good retention. But if you're doing a live stream, and a lot of live streams are an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and you've got people, just like I do, just like everybody does, that will see that a live stream is in progress. They pop in on their break or whatever, they come in, they say hi, they're in there for 5 to 10 minutes, and then they leave. So now the analytics are looking at this going, okay, this video was an hour and a half long, and most of the people were in there from 5 to 10 minutes. That's a very poor retention. And so they're not differentiating between your regular edited content and your live stream. They just kind of see it as a video that has poor retention value. And so they start to stop promoting your channel. And Top Hat Gaming Man said this is something that almost killed his channel when he realized this was happening. And so he said, if you'll notice, a lot of big YouTubers will not live stream right on their YouTube channel. Instead, they will live stream on Twitch or some other application that specializes in live streaming, which makes sense. So so that's what he ended up doing, is he switched to live streaming on Twitch, and just used his channel to do the regular edited, shorter 10 to 15 minute information vlogs and videos. Because if you'll notice, YouTube, I don't think really wants to be a live streaming platform. When they introduced the function, it didn't take them long to restrict it. When they said you had to have 1,000 subscribers in order to even live stream at all. That was them putting restrictions on it. And so, you know, you see them doing stuff like the stories, and you can tell they're doing that as kind of an answer to Instagram and to TikTok, for people to put up, you know, 30-second videos, 30 seconds or less videos, and their little stories to try to promote whatever video they have coming up, or to promote the channel, and you can flip through it. That's their answer, because they don't mind trying to be competitive with Instagram and TikTok, but I don't think they want to promote or encourage people to live stream on YouTube at all. I think they kind of see it as a waste of memory, because they have like big server farms, and the more people upload, the more they have to keep adding to it, which is an expense on their part. It's nothing compared to the kind of money they get from the ad revenue. I mean, it pays for itself. But they're apparently very stingy on the memory. They don't want to be a live streaming platform. So knowing that, I mean, realistically, my channel is so small right now, I don't think live streaming on it is going to hurt it that much. It's, you know, I'm already at like where I get about 200 views per video, and that's where I've been for years. And so it's not that, you know, live streaming on my channel is gonna kill it or anything. So I mean, I can continue to do it, but I'm thinking I really do need to look into trying live streaming on a different platform and trying to move the Toon Squad over to another place. And so my question to you guys is, if I started live streaming somewhere else, on a TikTok. Well, no, on TikTok you have to have 10,000 subscribers before you can live stream. Not Instagram. Twitch. Okay, so if I started live streaming my drawing, doing my artwork videos and stuff like that over on Twitch, is there anybody here right now that would like me to do that? Would you mind going over to Twitch and watching me there? Would that be okay with you guys? Is there any of you that would actually go over and watch it? Or, I mean, are you guys just YouTubers and that's it? You just like to watch YouTube and you don't really get other platforms? Personally, I just do YouTube. That wastes enough time for me. So I've never really got into Twitch. I've never watched it. I don't know anything about it. It would be a real learning curve for me. I don't know. So, I only watch things on Facebook or YouTube. What about live streaming on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously? You can do it with StreamYard. I haven't heard of. I've heard of Streamlabs, not StreamYard. Well, my idea would be trying to get away from live streaming on YouTube. Because YouTube doesn't like for people to live stream right on the platform. So, I don't know. Realistically, I'm not making enough money on YouTube to set this as a priority of any kind. I'm more going to be focused on trying to get my banners and everything reprinted because they're getting old. And taking care of other things to just make the business itself a little more caught up and streamlined. So I don't know. I'm just kind of talking right now, just thinking, because I know that if I'm gonna keep live streaming, I've got to stop live streaming. Eventually, I'm gonna have to stop live streaming on YouTube altogether, because YouTube doesn't like it. Haven't heard that YouTube don't live stream. Most huge channels live stream regularly. Really? Really though. You know what? Now that I think about it, like Yankee in the South, they do a live stream every week. It doesn't seem to hurt them at all. I don't know. Huh. And Big Joe and Malia, they've been doing live streams, like, even on the weekdays. They do it like 2 or 3 times a week. They seem to be doing it okay. They're doing better than me. I feel like the hassle outweighs the benefit. I really wish I had somebody that actually knew how YouTube worked to ask them what I should do. Anyway. Alright. My flashlight. There it is. Hi Ash from Bonnie County, Kentucky. Anyway, okay, so now that I got 20 people in here, I will say this, guys. I have finally, and I hope Beth is still in here so she can hear this, I have finally applied for the a scratch on my cheek there. I have finally applied for the Gaslight Festival. So it's a festival in Kentucky. The bad news is it's on the exact same weekend as the Mothman Festival. So I'm not going to be able to do the whole Mothman Festival meetup this year. Instead, I will be at the Gaslight Festival in Kentucky instead. Let's see. Hit that like button, everyone. That helps the channel get recognition, recommended in search. Okay, yeah, that does help. All right, let me turn this camera. Come on, there it goes. Oop, can you see that? There we go. Got a crock pot full of beans here. Pinto beans. So that's not gonna be ready until tomorrow morning. I like to leave those on for a long time. Let the beans get nice and stewed up. So anyway, yeah, that's where we are. Gaslight Festival info I sent you. I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I've applied for it. It's I've already sent off the payment and everything, so it's almost 100%. I mean, I'll have to get the confirmation before I know it's 100%, but I'm pretty sure I'm in there. There we go. All right. We're at 27 minutes now. Okay. Let's see. Looks good. I have white beans with ham and fried potatoes and cornbread. So good. Okay, yeah, that's great. Elizabethton, Tennessee Covered Bridge Festival is on for the year also. Okay, that's great. Remember that one. Okay, where was I at? Guys, this whole head cold thing has got me feeling kind of weak, so I'm not gonna be real gung-ho. But let's see what kind of drawings I can do today. Hold on. Let me get my marker, everything out here real quick. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do that. Do that. Where you at? Oh. That's good. Where's that? Oh, right. No, there we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, the rest of today's live stream is going to be right here on this as I'm drawing. And I've got my laptop over here. And I was able to connect to the Wi-Fi hotspot. And I'm looking up reference pictures for the drawings today, so it might be a little better this time. But today's drawings are all going to be about cancel culture cancel culture fails, I should say. All right, let me get this attached to the camera. Let's see, I've been kayak bass fishing a lot. Draw largemouth bass. Huh. Let's see. Jeffersontown, which is a suburb of Louisville. Right, okay. Alright, let me try to get in position here some way that I'm going to be comfortable for the next few minutes. Alright. Get to a page that's not used. Okay. Okay, here we go. There's one. Okay. The picture I'm going to be drawing today is of... Oh, I don't have my pencil. Where did I leave that? Oh, yeah, I left it over there. Hold on. Got it. Okay, the first person I'm going to draw is Gina Carano. Gina Carano. And that is because she was playing a character on The Mandalorian. And she did something so freaking terrible. And that was, she spoke out on Twitter because she didn't like the way cancel culture was going. She said there was a time in history when people were persecuted for their point of view. It was called World War II, and we all know how that went. So, do you really want to go back to doing that again? For some reason, speaking out like this made some people very upset at her, and she lost her job, which is terrible. We had to put Nestor down a couple of months ago. Oh, he had to put Nestor down. Oh, did somebody ask about Nestor? I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, Nestor, he had, he got okay. He got a blood clot lodged in his spine, and I had to put him down. All right, this is not ideal the way I'm positioned here. It's the angle is too far away from the screen where my references are. I need to be able to look back and forth a little better. So let's try it over here. Okay, this is a little bit better. Okay, that's not bad at all right there. Okay, I can see the references. Can use the mouse over here and flip back and forth. Okay. So let's just get started. We still got a shadow. Rearrange this where the shadow is not going to be there. Further back. There we go. Ah, come on, stop it. Okay. Me and my professional YouTube. See if I can get a better shot of this. There it is. Okay. Gina Carano. Okay, so Ah, what just happened? What just happened? You just took your picture away. Something timed out. That sucked. Oh, no, there it is. Came back. Okay. I don't know much about her, other than that she is not the type to just kowtow and put her head down and say, "You win." She will fight back because she's a warrior. She was a wrestler. You think MMA or WWF, one of those. It was like a fighting champion kind of thing. Okay, this is not. I feel like I've already messed up. Alright, Ashley, just trust yourself, okay? Just stop nitpicking. Trust yourself. Go for it. Okay, come on now. I can do this. I can do this. Get a better picture of her face. There, that's a good picture of her face right there. Ah, okay. That gives me a better idea. Okay, she's got... Okay, she's got... One of these faces is kind of wide. Highest cheekbones. Eyes that are kind of large but still set proportionally. Here. Okay. That's her right there. And they added this beauty mark in the show right there. Her hair's always kind of got that sweaty look to it. I don't know, they think they started doing that with Lord of the Rings, and they certainly did it a lot with Walking Dead. It's hair that never dries. Okay, see now that is too realistic and not cartoonish enough. I'm going for... Okay, I'm going more for a caricature here. That's really what I'm trying to do, so let's start over again. Alright, if I can just do it fast without nitpicking myself too much. Alright, what are people saying here? Nice, get a little art therapy before bedtime. Okay. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Alright, here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and give her this kind of... She has this kind of face. Okay. Alright. I'm trying to look over the phone. Every time I adjust, the damn thing goes wobbling back and forth, and I'm sure you guys don't like that. See, now that's more of a caricature right there. That's more what I was going for. Okay, and her hair kind of does this in the show a lot. Alright, let's get the body in there. She's, in this picture, she's got this big steel collar on that kind of comes up there. One fist out here. Ready. Shoulder up. Shoulder high, fist out. Another one down here ready to go. Oh man, this is freaking terrible. Alright, let's just finish it. Let's just finish it and we'll start over on a different page. Oh my goodness, this is so freaking terrible. I need a different pencil. Okay, so start over. I am just, you know, I was working with somebody named Damian Dunn throughout a lot of the Strawberry and Naples, and he is really challenged me to get better at doing bodies and situations and not just head and shoulders. So I'm kind of like, come on, man, you know you can do better. He got to where he was doing just about only bodies and themes, and charging more for them and getting many times better totals than the rest of us on less drawings. Because his drawings were taking longer to do, but people were loving them, and it was inspiring. It was very inspiring. Okay, that is not right. I'm about ready to just give up on this one. Okay, come on now. She's got this kind of a barrel chest. She's not a girlish girl. Girly. Like, real, she's feminine. Feminine is all good out, but as far as a character that looks like she could be a bounty hunter, she looks like she could be a bounty hunter. That's why they cast her in the spot. She didn't look like a underwear model pretending to be a bounty hunter. She looked like a bounty hunter that could be a bounty hunter. Yeah, realistically. This is something I really need to practice more on. These body situations. Okay, so she's more like this. She's got her knee out in front of her like this and a foot back to brace herself. So it's kind of like that. And then one fist raised way up here, this shoulder high, this shoulder low. Okay. That's a little more what I'm looking for, but still not quite. Let's use that just kind of as a skeleton guideline. Mystic Bunny, how you doing? I don't know if she's actually got real Mandalorian armor here. It looks like it could be. Never watched the show, and now that they've fired Georgina, I will never watch the show. Not unless I can watch it without and make sure that they don't get any money from me at all. I am so fed up with people wanting to cancel and be outraged over every little thing. Never take a breath and look at context. Allow due process to investigate and see what actually happened. They just want to make snap decisions and ruin people's lives. And they don't seem to realize that when you feed that kind of monster, one day it's going to come for your head too. What are you going to do when you're on the receiving end of a big cancel movement and you were the one that helped feed that monster and now it's coming for you? How are you going to feel, Dad? You said something that was taken too serious. You made a mistake and had a Freudian slip. And now you can't go back to your job. And people are harassing you everywhere you look. And you can't get any forgiveness, compassion, no second chance, no nothing. You feel like if you apologize, maybe it'll help, but they see your apology as an admission of guilt, and it only stokes the fires more. What are you going to do then? And everything that you've spent your life building up comes crashing down because of an offhand tweet that you didn't put enough thought into. It's a terrible state of affairs. Nobody has any forgiveness, no compassion. And then they want to be offended on behalf of someone else. They want to change the Aunt Jemima syrup bottle in the family of the successful businesswoman that made that brand is asking them, please don't change it. That is our legacy. And they change it anyway. That's the kind of world we live in. And it shouldn't be that way. Public opinion should not be the judge and jury. I mean, you guys, I think if you're a member of my channel, you have the same kind of live and let live attitude that I do. Where the wonderful thing about this country is freedom. And you can be free to be wrong. And you don't have to have somebody that you enjoy their content. And you have to agree with their politics in order to enjoy it. That would be a sad state if you try to actually keep that principle going. That I can't enjoy your content unless I agree with your politics. Imagine that. Like every single movie that I watch, I gotta read up on all the actors, and if they have a point of view that's different than mine, I can't watch that movie, that TV show. I went to every YouTube stream, and as soon as they said something that I disagreed with, I unsubscribed and started making hateful videos about them. How sad that would be. How miserable I would have to be to do something like that. It's You have the freedom to be wrong. That's a beautiful thing. I think that's an awesome thing. This big collar reminds me of something called the Roughnecks. And they had a comic book series. And as far as I know, that comic book series was eventually adapted into a game called Space Marines for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Which was pretty good. It was very much like the old heavy metal comics. You've got, you know, spaceships and scavengers on those spaceships, and they don't look all pressed and cleaned and fresh and whatnot. You know, like the Star Trek wants you to believe everybody wears velvet, and it really looks like, you know, they've been on a long voyage and they don't have a place to buy a new shirt. Their shirt gets worn out and holes start to form in it. They just keep wearing it because they don't have a Walmart down the street to go buy a new t-shirt. So they get to where they wear the threadbare one, and it starts to feel like it's worn. It's broken in, and it's a part of them, and they get used to wearing that old and worn out shirt, and it becomes a part of them to the point where they kind of prefer it. So if they do hit that stroke of fortune where they end up getting a lot of money, they put it towards something else. And they don't bother buying new clothes or buying a brand new office chair to try to keep up. They're on a ship. They're just survivors. They're long voyage pirates, truckers in space with rust and grunge. And they have their self-sufficient attitudes and handy skills where they can keep it all working. Now to get that screwdriver in there, turn it upside down, rip it apart, find out what's going on, get their little electric tester. Where's my bad wire? Where's my bad wire? I'm gonna find that bad wire. And a little solder in there, get that thing running again. That's running. It don't look pretty no more, but it's still running. That'll get us to the next planet. There we go. That's the Star Wars attitude. That's the Firefly ways. Ridley Scott's aliens. We don't just go to the replicator and push a few buttons and get a new one. Make it work. It's like post-apocalyptic survival tales of Mad Max and Half-Life. Make it work. No, I'm not drawing Michael Jackson. I'm drawing Gina Carano. I guess this does kind of look like his Captain EOS outfit. I'm getting silent now. Kind of focusing here. Okay, guys. Jars. We're up to 56 minutes. Hope you guys are enjoying this okay. Still not as good as I would have liked, but I'm gonna finish it anyway. Alright, so it still don't look right, but that's the best I can do in just a few minutes. Have to give it a few more restarts before I really get it right. You guys are seeing the real artistic process, the way it looks. Alright, let me give you guys a shot of what I'm looking at here. Okay, you can see what I'm looking at right there. And then what I did, there, there. And I was also, instead of doing this look like she has here, because she looks like she's in the middle of speaking, I wanted more of a stationary look on her face, so I was going for more of this face right here. We got that. But there we go. Alright, so it's Gina Carano. Just write that on there. Over here. Gina. Gina Carano. And what is today? Today's the 30th. Okay. Alright, so that's one. That's one done. Now let's go on to this here. Let's see which side. I'm on the wrong side. Right. You know, when I fill this up, I think I'm gonna give it away. Give this book away. Monday Night Toon Squad. 3 months back on the 1st. Okay. And that's the last time I did a drawing Toon Squad, was on the 1st. And it's almost 30 days later now. Finally did it again. Should do that more often. I was busy though. Very busy. Okay, so I'm going to draw something that's going to be easy. Pepe Le Pew, because that's another one they're trying to cancel now, even though he's a fictional character. Okay, so the story with Pepe Le Pew is that he is a skunk with a French accent, and he's always trying to woo a cat for some reason, because the cat has markings that make it look like a skunk, and that has made him very enamored with this cat named Penelope. He's got Penelope cat. What temperature? What? Temperature, your phone is on. My phone's about to overheat. I don't know how that's going to happen. Anyway, it's not like it's in here. Anyway, so he's like, "Oh, come, my little darling, my love for you," and he's always chasing and trying to woo this cat, but she doesn't want to have anything to do with him because he's a skunk and he stinks. But here's the thing: anytime that he falls into water and the stink goes away, or he gets sprayed with perfume and now he doesn't stink anymore, then the tables turn and Penelope becomes the aggressor. And so, not a lot of people realize that part. They just say that he's rapey and that he's forcing his will on this kitty cat. And they don't really look at the cartoons and really take things into context. And the idea of trying to cancel a fictional character is also kind of silly to me. So, no internet. Huh. And so, I'm going to try to redraw this picture right here. This is one where Pepe is trying to get away, and Penelope has become awestruck with him, and she is not going to let him get away. She is now the aggressor. So, that is the side that nobody ever thinks about. So I'm going to draw it. So here we go. This should be a little bit easier to draw, I think. Okay, Ashley, just give it plenty of room. I'm talking to myself. Maybe I should do it this way. Yeah, let's give it plenty of room. Let the shape squash and stretch. See, Penelope actually has a tail that looks very similar to a skunk tail. That's why Peppy is so enamored with her. You know, all of the people that are always trying to do the canceling, the only way that they're able to do it is to get loud and noisy with their campaigns on Twitter, and then a studio listens. A studio says this is higher risk now, and they listen. And they actually do what they say. They fire the person, the actor, and they fire the actor, and they blacklist them out of Hollywood. And they don't seem to realize that the people that are doing these noisy complainings are not the same people that are actually watching the show. So if they stood up to them and said, no, we are not firing this person for a 20-year-old tweet. Are you kidding me? We're not doing it. Then if they did that, their ratings would not change because the people out there making all this noise are not the fans of the show. And so one day, cancel culture is going to have their power collapse. One day, people are just going to stop listening to them. And that will be that. It will be over. The age of cancel culture will be over. And I am looking forward to that day. My little darling. Excuse me. Sorry about the coughing. Something has floated in through the door. I got the door wide open right now. Something floated in that was tickling my throat. Okay, this drawing is starting to really suck. Really, really suck. And I'm not sure exactly why I'm going to continue it. Why am I continuing this drawing when it sucks so bad? Ah, stop it. Stop it, Ashley. and I have to finish it now. Oh man, this sucks. Sucks so bad. Maybe if I had better lighting. Hold on, let me try moving this over here. Oh, much better. Okay. Okay, yeah, now I'm getting it. There we go. She's got the tiny triangle nose. Because she's not a skunk, she's a cat. It's funny how these cartoons were made in the 60s and these things are so iconic and universal even now. The big eyes, exaggerated jaws out here like this, and the big eyelashes looking very feminine. Eyelashes out to here. Well, this is not looking right, but whatever. It's one thing I've learned about these live streams. You just gotta, even though you don't like the way the drawing is going, you just gotta keep going. Gotta finish it. Ah, this is awful. Gotta finish it. Ugh. I'll start over, but I can't start over. Gotta finish the drawing. Let's see. I wish Johnny Carson was alive and still did talk shows. I can't stand none of the TV shows now. I know what you mean. Totally know what you mean. And they know it too. They know people aren't happy with them. I actually heard there was a talk show host. I think it was Bill Maher that actually defended Dr. Seuss. So they are modern day talk shows. Even they are getting fed up with cancel culture, and even they realize that cancel culture could easily one day come for them. They can't encourage it. Just as easily as you can sick cancel culture on somebody else, somebody else can sick it right back on you. And so they are starting to distance themselves from it. Realize just how stupid it is. Not sure exactly what's going on there. Feet, I think feet like this. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I'm so used to doing this with markers, bigger markers, when I'm doing caricatures. The thing about why they wanted to cancel Dr. Seuss was because he did a book, and it was about how people are different all over the world. And he drew a picture of a Chinese person with a rice paddy hat and wooden sandals with the little stilt things on the wooden sandals. and slanted eyes. And he wasn't wrong. People in China harvest rice using rice paddy hats and the wooden sandals. They still do that even now. The Chinese were not upset by the picture. The only people that were protesting the picture were people that were upset on behalf of the Chinese. We think this should be offensive. So we're going to get upset on behalf of the people that should be offended by it. Which is never a good look. Should not be done. Should not be taken seriously. And Dr. Seuss himself wrote a children's book. It was about the Sneetches. The Sneetches. And they were characters that had stars on their bellies. And they thought they were hot stuff because they had stars on their bellies. And it was commentary about racism. So, Dr. Seuss was very much against racism. Enough so that he dedicated an entire book to showing why the idea of racism is stupid. It was called the Sneetches. But the people that are wanting to cancel him because of an image in a book about international people, they found offensive. Didn't look at that. They looked at one image from one page, came to a snap decision, and decided nobody should ever read Dr. Seuss again. And it's stupid. And it's wrong. It is wrong, wrong, wrong. Where's my... Hold on. I gotta grab some tools. I just want the black. There it is. Okay, so to the 15 people that are still here. Oh, I'm missing a lot. Let's see. No stars on that. On theirs. Yeah, that's right. To the people that are left here in the room, I know you guys are the ones that stick around and you actually like my content. Now that Nestor is no more, what should I do more of? What do you want to see more of? So I really feel like a lot of people unsubscribed whenever Nestor died, because a lot of them were here for Nestor, and I understand. Totally get it. But he's not here anymore, so I can't do Nestor videos anymore. So what should I do? What should I do now? Is the question. I'm here for you. Oh, okay. Doodles. Okay. Should I do more doodles? Okay, so that doesn't look too awful bad. Where's my other... Hold on, guys. I got it. I'm starting to get a little stiff here. Let's stand up for a second. Okay. Why am I getting the shadow again? I thought I fixed that. Maybe when I stood up I moved it or something. That's ridiculous. Okay. Wish I had like a real streaming setup, you know? An actual streaming setup, that would be nice. Like if I had a way to actually have high-speed internet and not just be relying on my 4G hotspot everywhere I go. If I could have a camera mount that didn't jiggle around and a proper lighting and a computer like what Manny Abbatesian had. I mean, I could do it. It's just a matter of allocating the proper funds and putting the priorities where they should be. And that's what it's all about. Like, where are you going to spend your time working on? What are you going to spend your time working on? What is your priority? Right now, it's about making as much money as I can. I was talking to my older brother. He's got to where he's doing like quite literally like 4 times as much per year as I do, money-wise. His cost of living's a lot higher. He's in the Atlanta metro area, and he's got 2 kids and a wife and a house to pay for. So a lot of what he's earning is like it's already claimed once it's earned. So he needs to make a lot of money. I don't need to make a lot of money as much. At least I didn't think so for a long time. Now I kind of realize if I want to secure a good future, I am going to have to earn a lot of money and put a lot of it away. Okay, so there we go. This is Pepe Le Pew. Let's write that in there. Let's see, where you at? Penelope Pussycat. Let's write that in there. Her name is Penelope Pussycat. And Pepe Le Pew. Spelled like a church pew. Pepe Le Pew. Penelope Pussycat. And supposedly, this is the cat that he is always trying to quote-unquote rape. And right here, you can see it, a frame taken from one of their cartoons. As soon as he smells good, she becomes the aggressor. So before you go trying to cancel something, look at everything. Look at all of it. Let's see. Check on camping therapy video. Camping therapy video as Doreen works on a camper that was in bad shape. That bank was steep. Bear wasn't very old or big in size. I fear a boar more than a bear. Huh. Okay. So, let's end this one out by doing one more drawing. This time of the Sneetches. Why not? I don't have to be up early tomorrow. I got to... What? Okay. Where's... Okay. I found this YouTube video where somebody actually did a reading of the Sneetches. So I'm going to let this play in the background as I am working on... well, if I can get my internet connection to even work. Connection to internet. Alright, let's I think I just timed out is all it was. Let me... Oh, wait. Yeah, I think I know what it is. Hold on, guys. I have to... I've got some stuff I need to adjust on my phone here. Adjust the brightness. Go back to connecting. Okay. Let's go back to the... and retry that connection. Yeah, that's what it was. Retry. Let's turn on the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. Where are you at, Wi-Fi? Yeah, it's the best Sue story. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's retry that again. Okay, now it's coming up. Alright, there we go.
The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss. Read by the amazing Mr. C. Now the star-bellied Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-bellied Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-bellied Sneetches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches." With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-bellied sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When star-bellied children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. When the star-bellied Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneetches. Along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm fixing up Chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need. My prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed." Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like a star-bellied Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared. And it clonked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burped, and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smart. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world do we know? They all frowned. Which kind is what, or the other way round? Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? Well, that's perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again best Sneetches on beaches. And all it'll cost you is $10 eaches. Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean. What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on bars. And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their heads quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. We know who is who, now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a terrible mess. All the rest of that day on those wild scream beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machine they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept going through, till neither the plane nor the starbellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say, that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or not upon theirs. The end.
Welcome to Brightly Storytime. I'm Miss Linda, and today we're going to read one of my very favorite books to read.
Okay, so that was the Sneetches, and I'm almost done with our drawing. And you guys just heard that story from the terrible racist Dr. Seuss.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
I'll go ahead and play it again.
By Dr. Seuss. Read by the amazing Mr. C.
He was such a racist that he wrote a
Now, the
story like the
Star-bellied
Sneetches.
had bellies with stars.
Oh man, the
plain
terribleness
Sneetches
of
had none
Dr.
upon
Seuss.
theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-bellied Sneetches would brag, we're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-bellied sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When star-bellied children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. When the star-bellied Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark on the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Then one day, it seems, while the plain-bellied Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm guaranteed. Then quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like a star-bellied Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared. And it clonked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burped, and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world do we know?" They all frowned. "If which kind is what, or the other way round?" Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? That's perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches. And all it'll cost you is $10 eaches." "Belly's stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tongues quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. "We know who is who, now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without." Then of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then of course old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then of course from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a terrible mess. All the rest of that day on those wild screaming beaches, Fix-It-Up Chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machine they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept going through, till neither the plane nor the starbellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the Fix-It-Up Chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. "They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch." But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say, that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or not upon theirs. The end.
Alright, well. Stop it. Looks like we timed out again. Yep. The terrible racist, Dr. Seuss. Touting the ideas of tolerance, not caring what somebody looks like. Okay. That's pretty good. Right there. We got the beach kind of like this behind them. Dr. Seuss was a very basic kind of illustrator. Didn't put a whole lot of real detail in there. Didn't need to. It was good. We got there's the beaches. Oh, right. Okay, and that is the Sneetches. And I guess I can go ahead and write that in there. Let's see. All right, the Sneetches. Okay, so that is it done. That's the Sneetches. There's the one that I did. Sneetches. Oh. Here we go. Okay. So there we go. There's the Sneetches. So I got a few pages left in the book. So today we added that, and we added Pepe Le Pew and Penelope Pussycat. This is a Tuesday night Toon Squad. It's 3/30/21. Got that. Okay, so that is 2 more drawings in the book. Yeah, it's got it the right way up. That's good. All right. And we're done for the day. All right, so we are at an hour and a half now. 1 hour, 29 minutes. That's not too bad. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little live stream. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed this little live stream. And I'm going to try to get a little more back on track with updating the vlogs on the channel 2 to 3 times a week. So I managed to do that this week, and then I did a live stream. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get back to two to three updates and a live stream every week for you guys. It's for those of you that actually stick around, the ones that give me those consistent 200 views per video. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys are awesome. Thank you all very, very much. And that will be it for this one. Yeah. So, we'll get some sleep. First thing tomorrow, I gotta redo the wiring harness plug on my trailer. Gotta apply for the Rhythm and Roots Festival. And get started on working out the new banner. Getting ready for this weekend's festival. It's gonna be a busy day tomorrow. I'm sure it's gonna be a busy day for a lot of you as well. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it, everybody. All right. Everybody, look forward to seeing you in the next one. Good night, everyone.